Some people have seen where God has brought you from. They don't really understand it. They don't know your story. The things.
I split the scene, okay, because for a lot of,
Why?
I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it, man. I couldn't handle it. To be honest with you, I couldn't handle it. I didn't know what to do with it. Not only that.
Did you love her?
But it wasn't so much the son.
Mm-hmm.
What it was during that period of time, no, love was not an issue. Okay, I was into women.
Right.
Okay. In fact, what happened was.
Player.
I was a player.
Okay.
In fact, I was.
Okay.
And what happened was, what accelerated our departure.
Right.
Was because we was good. We was real good.
Okay.
I used to go to clubs, and I went to one club and saw this dancer, and so what happened was I hooked up with the dancer who happened to be white, and that was a no-no. You don't take a white girl into a black scene,
Mm-hmm.
So I hooked up with her, and so.
What year was this?
This was in the 70s. This was probably.
Early 70s.
About middle 70s.
Okay.
So
hooked up with the white woman.
Right, and when I hooked up with the white woman, I left my son's mother, and that's when I entered into the pimp thing.
Okay.
And I did that for a while until such a time. Then I stopped.
Well, before Pimp Daddy came on the surface,
Okay.
How did you feel? Or how does it feel to know that you could have contributed towards that son, and like you felt he was going to come out deformed? How your role in that? How do you feel?
Because he came out the way he did,
right,
and I felt that the drugs contribute to it.
right.
I wanted to distance myself. I didn't see. I didn't.
You felt guilty?
I don't know. I ain't gonna say it was guilty. I just wanted to distance myself from it. I don't know if it was guilty.
What about do you feel like you had a role, that you played a role in that happening to him? And
Most definitely.
And so, how did that impact you? Didn't care? Was you nonchalant about it, or what?
Well, see, I took the focus off of him.
Okay.
That's what I did. I took the focus off of him.
And you put
I didn't make it. No, in other words, once she accepted him, okay, I took the focus off of him. Okay? Well, if you take the focus off of one person and put them on another, what happens then is they don't become the issue.
Right.
Okay, and so I just took the focus off of him.
And you put it where?
And I continued to be who I was.
Okay.
Okay, in other words, when I was with women, I wasn't with women because I loved them. I was with women because women would do what I liked them to do.
Wow.
Okay? That's the real deal. I was with women. If I could talk you out of your stuff,
right,
you could roll with me.
Wow.
Okay? And because I knew that nobody prepared you for what I was bringing.
Right.
You became.
Right.
Okay? So that's what it was all about. The children were a product of having unprotected sex.
Right.
Okay, now a woman may have had a hidden agenda, but I know that I was having unprotected sex, and as a result of that, a child was produced.
Well, that was one son.
Right. Well, yeah, that was one son. Okay, and let me say this. As far as children, I wasn't one of those people that said, "Oh, I want to have children."
Okay.
I wasn't that, because my father left when I was 11. Okay? And my mother put me down. When I say down, she was carrying me until I was 2. And she put me down for my sister. What that left me with was a feeling of abandonment.
When you said put you down, means so you can walk.
Right. No, so she can't carry me no more.
Right.
And I was like, Mom, carry me. Right. I know now.
Right. You remember when you was 2?
Yeah, I remember when she put me down and never picked me up again. Okay. And it had an impact on me. I was like, whoa, man. Right. Again, And then, like, when my father left, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. When my father left, I didn't even know he left. Listen, he worked from 4 to 12, 4 in the afternoon, 12 midnight. So when I get out of school, he already gone. Okay, so I didn't see him. Do you know the first person that ever arrested me for a crime was him?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I had ripped off the corner store.
Right.
They called the police. He came. Okay, and he arrested me. So all through junior high and high school.
What did he say to you when he realized it was you? Do you remember that?
Yeah, he knew it was me.
When he realized it was you, what did he say to you?
I don't remember. I really don't.
Because I would have wanted to cut your butt if I come to find out that's my son.
Yeah, here I am, young, doing all kind of crazy. Listen, when I was in high school, we had a race riot. And they arrested me talking about I'm the one that started. Man, I'm telling you, it was all kind of stuff going on, man.
Did you start it?
No, I didn't start it, but I finished it. I mean,
That's right.
I didn't.
You was the last man standing, so.
Man, I wasn't playing. I was saying no. But see.
What kind of student was you?
I was wise before my years.
Wise or wild?
No, wise before
Okay.
my years.
Was you wise and wild?
I was what I call control wild. I
Okay.
knew what I'd be doing when I do it.
Okay.
I
right.
wasn't a loose cannon. I knew what I was doing.
think
But
a lot
see,
of
I
people
lost
do.
respect for you if I found out that you as a teacher had a character flaw, like you had racism. When I find that out, I done lost respect. Once I lose respect for you, you in trouble.
To my white teacher.
Yeah. Once I find out, I ain't got
Right.
no respect for you.
Right.
Now I'm looking at you like Trump. What? You can't
Right.
tell me nothing.
Right.
Okay. Like, that's what it was. Man, I used to go to. Man, I used to do a lot of stuff. I was down for jungle activity.
Jungle activity.
Jungle
meaning what?
activity. Man, listen. You only good as your word.
Right.
So if you came over me and told, hey man, let's go over here and do this,
Right.
I'm game.
That's
And when I
jungle
say I'm
activity.
game, we gonna go do it.
What is jungle activity?
Jungle wild, man.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Whatever.
about jungle fever.
No, man, no. I'm talking about jungle, man. Look,
Wild.
you out of order.
Right.
Okay, you out of order.
Right.
You come to me and say, look, man, we're gonna go take care of this dude. Now I'm gonna believe you.
Okay.
So when I go to the dude, he's already in trouble.
Right.
Okay, now you might have been lying.
Right.
But you told me that, because I'm gonna
Right.
tell you something, my word is my bond.
Right.
Okay. Now take that same person and put it and all of a sudden give them and fill them with the
You
Holy
like a
Spirit.
hitman.
Oh, I'm a hitman now.
Okay.
For people
you was a
that
hitman right then. You was a hitman right then.
I wasn't no joke, man. I was
Wow.
serious, man. I was serious.
So you have 4 sons. So that you told us about your first son, and so you really wasn't trying to be a father. Where did the second son come in? What was the situation for the second son?
The second son is okay. The mother of the second son. The second. You need to edit this. Okay, I was involved in a situation in LA.
Okay.
And so I was told that I need to marry this woman so she don't bring charge. She won't be used by the system against me. Okay?
Okay.
So I jumped up and married her, took her down there to LA, to county, and married her for this situation that I was involved in, which I'm not going to talk about. Okay?
Right. Right.
So with that, that's how I married her. So what happened was when we got together, now we're married. Okay.
This don't have anything to do with your pimp days.
No, this is I had went down to LA and just
Did something.
did some real crazy.
Okay. So she was with you, or she was on the other side? Okay.
No, she was with me when I did it.
Okay.
And she was a witness.
So she would have been okay. So marrying her meant that she couldn't.
She couldn't
testify against
They
you.
couldn't use her to
Couldn't use
testify against me.
Right. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I married her.
So you married
Again,
her.
it wasn't because of love.
Right.
And
Right. That's
was
that's real that you're saying that, because
Yeah.
that's still going on. You talking about
Oh, yeah,
the
it's
70s?
still yeah.
That's still happening
Yeah.
today. It's just different people,
Right.
different techniques,
Right.
but it's the same thing, and so it's real.
Yeah.
And the wonder, the joy is from this is where you were, is now you're in the Lord. A lot of times, a lot of females want bad boys.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
like the bad boys.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff that comes. This bad boy don't love you.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
This bad boy, is not gonna, is not really caring about you. Just want what he can get from you.
And that's interesting you say that. My first child was a girl. And the mother of my first child, which is a girl, she got with me because I was a Black Panther. And I came to her city, and she was just overwhelmed, like, wow, this is a real Black man. I used to walk with Eldridge Cleaver, some of the prominent members of the Black Panther Party. And she was just overwhelmed. I went to their school and talked
So she
about
wanted
the
you because you.
Oh, yeah.
You was hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a daughter. You have a
First,
daughter.
I have a daughter, right?
Okay, and how old is she now?
She's 42. She's 42.
Then Marty Jr.
Then my son.
Okay, and then.
And then I have a Daniel.
A Daniel now.
A Daniel. A
Daniel is. You have a Daniel and a Daniel.
I have a Daniel and a David.
Right. Okay. So Daniel came about from the woman that you married.
The first woman that I married.
She was the first woman you married.
Right.
And you married her so that she couldn't testify against you.
Correct.
Okay. No love there.
No.
You wasn't in the household while he was growing up.
Yes, I was in the
Okay.
beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the household with him, and then we had another child 2 years later. That's David.
Okay. Okay.
So we were together for 10 years
Okay. In the same house.
in the same house.
How was that lifestyle?
That was different. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because in 1980 is when I got saved.
Mhm.
When I got saved and I became a new creation,
Mhm.
my then first wife, I became a new creation. I was different.
But I thought this happened at the age of 28.
It did.
But you was 28 when you
When I
had
had my
two sons.
third child.
Third son. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Because I had my first child at 20.
Okay.
I had my second child at 3 years later.
Okay.
Okay, so my first child at 20. So here I am now, a new person. Okay? It's like the day before, I was this gangster.
Right.
Smoking, drinking, cussing, all that. Then I got saved. And desire for smoking, drinking, cussing, gone. Now, here I am with my wife. You have intimacy with her, and after that you want to smoke. Well, I'm no longer smoking.
Right.
So I know what it is to be born again and still in a household with a person smoking, and I don't smoke.
Okay. She was smoking.
She was a smoker.
Okay. What was she smoking?
Cigarettes.
Okay.
So, and again, I know now that all the things I went through was, baby, I could be able to relate to people who are in similar situations, and they say, "You don't understand, man. I became born again, and and I was a smoker, and I stopped, but my wife or my husband is still smoking."
Was she saved?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you were born again. She was not saved. You had two sons. Were you involved in their lives?
Yeah. I used to take my children to church. I got pictures and films of where my sons. When I'd be preaching in the church, or teaching. I wasn't a preacher. I'm a teacher.
Okay.
Teaching in the church, and my sons wanted to emulate me.
Right.
Okay, and so they were young, and my whole thing was Christ.
Okay.
I was sold out for the Lord.
Right.
Well, she had a different agenda. And so things didn't work out, and so we broke up. And
After 10 years.
After 10 years.
And what
broke
happened to the
up.
boys?
She took them to Memphis, Tennessee,
And where were you?
in California.
Okay. And so how often did you see them after that?
Very rarely.
Okay.
Very, very rarely.
Okay.
Because it's not around the corner.
Right. No, it's not around the corner. Okay. And so then you had another son.
Right. And then, okay, when we broke up, it was, I didn't want to break up. But when we broke up,
But you was in a
I
loveless
went
marriage.
into, right, but I didn't want to break. See, there, and what I learned is that I had over the years.
You think that she could testify against you now? Did you fear that?
No, I don't fear that.
No. Did you fear that then? That maybe if we break up, she could now spill?
No, because when I became born again, I didn't trip on anything I had done before. Okay, I'm a new person. Okay, right. Not knowing that certain things came up later while I was born again that I had to deal with, because there are consequences to sin.
Right.
Even though you become born again. But to answer your question about my sons, when she broke up, I didn't want to break up. And so I backslid. And I took on the prodigal son syndrome.
Okay.
I knew I was a child of God. That was never in doubt. Even in a backslidden state, I knew who I belonged to. I just didn't act like it.
So what did you do?
Oh man, then I tripped out. I started doing all kind of things. I just did whatever my flesh wanted me to do.
Like what?
Everything, man. I was, picking up ladies like usual. Macking and attacking is what I call it. I wasn't so much being gangsterous at this point. I just, did all kind of things that I was rebelling, but I was rebelling because I was hurt.
Hurt by what?
By the breakup. I think.
So apparently you became in love with her. You was attached.
No, I was
it's hard,
attached.
Man, because
I was attached to what we was doing.
Okay.
Okay. I said I know.
But you could have got it from anywhere though.
No. Some things you get used to.
Okay.
Some things you get.
So
really
while you
used
were
to.
with her for 10 years, just player.
I didn't play then.
Stop playing.
I stopped playing. Why? Because I became born again, bro.
Right.
I stopped playing. I stopped chasing the lady. I stopped doing all that.
Okay. Even though she wasn't with the Lord,
right.
You were
She was religious.
Right, okay.
But there's a difference.
Okay.
She was religious.
She was religious, okay.
Yeah.
So then your last son, so all of these kids,
right.
Did you plan to have any of them? Did you say, baby?
No. See, I wasn't from that mindset,
right,
dude.
Right.
I mean, I admire people men who plan to have children.
Right.
My children were a result of having unprotected sex.
Yes.
I remember my daughter asked me about that.
Right.
She said, "Did you plan to have me?" I said, "You want me to tell you the truth, or you want me to tell you what you want to hear?"
Right.
And the truth of the matter was, I was having unprotected sex.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of kids have gotten here that way.
Right. It doesn't mean I don't love my children, but I didn't plan them.
Right.
Okay. Because if I planned them, I would have planned for them.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I didn't plan for them.
Right.
I was enjoying what I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Right. Yeah. The pleasure that brought this treasure.
Oh my God!
That's the child is like, you are a treasure that came from that pleasure.
Yeah, and understand something. I also picked the cream of the crop. I pick women that everybody get crazy on when they just look at them.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Because that was part of the game.
So
okay.
So I got you, Mac Daddy, picking the ones who was just riding, who looking this way and pop.
Yeah,
and
got
everything.
to be.
Brick.
House.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Okay, so your youngest son.
Oh yeah.
Bobby.
No. Oh my, yes, Bobby.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't remember? Is there another one?
No, I went the other way. No, I don't have no more children.
Okay. That you know of.
No, I don't. Well, I mean, yeah, I know. They ain't came out the woodwork now, boy. I don't know. And they would have caught me on Facebook.
No,
hey, that's my daddy.
No, I know this brother, and I tried to get this story, but he just didn't want to share the story. That he found out he was in the service in Germany or whatever.
Right.
Got with his lady, he came back over here. He thought that was it.
Right.
40-something years later, his two sons come to him. You know.
Okay.
So you have a son, Bobby.
Right.
What's your relationship with Bobby? And how did you get with his
Bobby?
mom? How did you get with his mom?
Man, okay. When I was in my prodigal son syndrome
Right.
in California,
Right.
I was living with my mother,
Right.
and I was tired of that situation. So I was at this club one night, and I met this lady, and she was on point. And so I went to her crib, I checked out all the way she was rolling, and I liked how she was rolling.
Okay.
So and what was funny was, it was right before my birthday. My birthday is December 23rd. And I invited her to a party that I was getting ready to have.
Okay.
And so then I called her about 2 days later, and I said, I don't want you to come to my party because I don't want you to see how I roll. You know, and by that I mean I was inviting all these women and everything, and I didn't want her to be a part of that. So she said, okay, you know. I was gonna treat her special because to me she was a refined woman.
A lady.
Oh, she was a lady.
Okay.
Okay, she was refined. She
That's
wasn't from.
That's good for some women to hear that.
She wasn't from the street. Not that I picked.
She wasn't
her
your
from the
party
street.
woman.
No, man.
Okay.
This woman, college educated.
Okay.
All that. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
So I didn't want to be a part of that. So
Right.
I disinvited her.
Okay.
You know, and so anyway, I had this party and did my thing. Anyway, so I hooked up with her, and what happened was, I was with her one day, and she said, you know, I'm gonna marry somebody this year. And I said, that's interesting. So I said, well,
She's a prophetess too.
no.
Okay.
In fact, when I met her, she said, I don't want to hear nothing about Jesus. I want that. And because I was in prodigal son syndrome at the time, I said, cool, I won't say nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
It may slip out because I can't help it because of who I am, but I'm not going to. You know, we ain't got to go to church and all that, because she had bad experiences with men who were religious.
Okay.
So anyway, what happened was when she dropped that seed, she planted a seed, and so the next thing that happened was I was working for Greyhound, and I took her with me on a trip to Tahoe. And when we got to Tahoe, I said, let's go get married. So we went and got married. We didn't tell nobody because she wanted to have a real wedding.
Also, you took on a trip to Tahoe. I mean, actually, this earlier. So
Yeah.
where were you getting your money from? Well, you never said anything about
What
where
I
you
need
were
money
working
for? I was working for Greyhound.
at. Okay.
I
So
was
you
working for
understand
Greyhound.
working for Greyhound. Okay.
Because before I worked with Greyhound, I always had money.
Right. From where?
You know,
From the street?
yeah.
Okay.
I always had money. I was running papers. Man, I ain't going there. But I wasn't broke.
I got you.
My daughter thought we was rich.
I got you.
And
My son thought you was sick. Yeah.
but we're going to pick this up, man, at 9:20.
Yeah. Okay.
So wrap it. Can we pick up for a C club?
Yeah, we definitely got to make sure that we continue with we're gonna have a sequel. That's gonna be a part 2 to this.
Okay.
And we'll pick up from this this refined lady that you kept separate from your other life,
Yeah.
and that leads you and brings you to where you are now.
And let me say this about that.
Okay.
Again, I hooked up with somebody for all the wrong reasons.
Okay.
Okay? I didn't hook up because I'm in love.
Right.
I'm hooked up because this is a good person. This is a good package. And I like the package, so I hooked up. Because
You like the way she looked when you saw her in the club.
Yeah, not only that, I went to her crib. I
went to her
saw
crib,
how
you liked
she.
what you saw.
Right.
She was rolling.
She was refined.
Right.
I mean,
so she was making good impressions upon you.
Yeah, and she was just being herself.
Right.
Okay, she wasn't trying to impress me. She's just
Right.
being herself.
She was being, right.
And so I peeked at and said that this is a good catch here.
Right.
So again, I'm doing things for all the wrong reasons.
Right.
And so when we first got married, we said, she said, don't tell nobody, because she wanted to have a big wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, cool. So the first 5 years of my marriage, we got married the same year. We got married in March, and then we had a wedding in September.
Y'all met when?
We met in December the year before.
Met in December, January, February, March.
I married her in March.
Got married.
Right, and then, but we didn't tell nobody. And then we had this big wedding in September.
Got married at the courthouse.
No, the first man we got married in Tahoe.
Okay.
Okay, we went to one of those chapels in Tahoe, like Reno,
Right.
you know, and we got married in Tahoe. We just
Okay.
had a little chapel there. And then we had this big wedding in September. Well, because we wasn't telling nobody, I was out there doing my thing. as if I wasn't married. So when we got married, I was still continuing to do my thing. In other words, I was cheating. I was being unfaithful. And so this went on for 5 years. In 1996.
You got some babies out there.
I don't know, man. Oh Lord, anyway, no, I don't know babies out there, man. Because some of the women I was messing with, they were not trying to have babies.
You weren't trying to have none either.
No.
But you had them.
No, oh Lord, no. Anyway, man,